Hi everyone, welcome back to another video from Rail Stuff. Don't know quite why I felt the need to do the little wave there. Today, moving on quickly, we're going to be talking about ballast. Ballast is one of those jobs that many of you will love, many of you will hate, but is an absolute fundamental part of all of our railway layouts. It's a fundamental part of all of the railways out there, so it's quite an important part of the scenic job. Now, I'm not going to do a video on how to lay ballast because there are about 1,000 of those out on YouTube already. Take your pick, they're all good. What I want to talk about is the colour of ballast, because if you actually go out to a railway and have a look, and I would suggest before you actually complete your layout you do that, or at least look at some photographs online of the different kinds of ballast finishes that you get out there in real life. Some that have been laid down for a long time, some that have been freshly laid, different colours, different minerals, and I think that's why there are so many different types of ballast on the market now. You know, obviously we do our own brand 1 kilogram jars in granite grey, and we do the light brown ones as well. So we do those in two thicknesses, or coarsenesses, I suppose I should say, either track, which is the coarse one, or superfine. We also do a range of ballast from Natural Scenics as well, which comes in quite a variety of colours and styles as well. But even then, sometimes you just won't quite be happy with the finish that you get, or should I say the colour that you get. So I wanted to talk about some of the ways that you can actually colour ballast. And one of the simplest ways is with these soft pastels. This is how I've always adapted my ballast to suit the colour that I want. I also like, and hopefully you'll get to see this as my Royal Mail depot layout goes on, I don't want all of the ballast to be exactly the same colour, because that's not the reality in real life. Now obviously some people will talk about using airbrushes to weather the ballast, and that's fine, but sometimes you want the base layer of ballast to be the right colour in the first place. So that's what we're going to look at. So I just need to find my knife, because I thought I had it here, but I don't. But with the magic of editing, I do have it right here. Just an ordinary craft knife. You can actually use that to shave some of the pastels into the ballast pots. So this is why I've got 4 different ballast pots here, all with the same colour standard grey track ballast that I sell here. And you can use these pastels just to alter the colour slightly. So it might be that you want a little bit of brown, and you just literally with your craft knife scrape across there, and you'll notice very fine shavings going into the ballast pot. So you don't want to do too much of this, because you can always add more. What you can't do is take it out. So you'll see there, I've just scraped some brown into there, and then what I do is take the lid, put it on, give it a shake, and it starts to recolour the ballast, but that's nowhere near enough. So let's go with a chunk more brown. Now of course you might be thinking, well hang on a minute, why don't you just get brown? Well, I could do, but I want to get the colour and finish of this that I want. So why not do it yourself? And also, it may be that you find you can get a standard grey ballast like this a bit cheaper than you can a large pack of brown or any other colour. So I'm just going to add a little bit of black now. So again, same thing, just scrape the knife over the top. I shall put the lid back on. These little pots are great for demonstrating, but if you're doing a larger amount, obviously you're going to need a bigger pot. But even just an old takeaway tub is great for this. So you can now begin to see that the ballast is just losing its very bright colour. It's bluey grey colour. And really this is now a case of experimenting and just putting in however much you want until you are happy with the colour and style that you've got. And it is just as simple as doing this. And there you go, you can really start to see the colour variation between the two now. And to me that just looks a lot more realistic. You can still weather over the top of it, you can still use the glues and everything in the same way that you would, because all that's going to do is fix the pastel in place. Now let me just take a second one, because another way you can do it is by using weathering pigments. Now this is probably not the colour that you want to go with, but it'll do as an example to see the difference. So just put in some weathering pigment in that pot with that ballast. And you'll see that has very quickly changed the colour of that ballast. And of course you could use anything from the dark steel, the industrial dirt, the different muddy colours that we sell. Take a look at the Modeller's World pigment range on Rail Stuff and you'll see all the different options that are there, and they're very, very useful for changing the colour of this ballast. But like I say, if you don't want to go down that route, you can just as easily get a really nice finish with these pastels. So I'm just going with a slightly brighter yellow in there just to get a different finish on there. But I will now add in some brown and black. This is a great sort of experimental thing to do. You can really play around with the colours and try lots of different things. Really, you just scrape it in there and then the shaking does all the rest. And again, you can just see it has altered the base colour of the ballast. And this is definitely the way that I'm going to go forward with all my ballast. Either colouring with pigments or colouring with chalks. So there you go. Really quick and simple video this one, but it's about taking that colour ballast, changing it into something like this, or this, or even that. That's all come from the same jar. So there's the other thing. You could just get one big base layer jar of ballast and then just change the colour as and when you want. No need to have many, many different colours and finishes of ballast if you don't want. You can do it all like this. Hope that's been useful. If you've got any alternatives or different ways that you do it, ideas, suggestions, questions, please feel free to drop it in the comments down below. And also you know, typical YouTube thing to say, but it really does make a difference if you could like this video and also just hit the little subscribe button for the channel as well. Be really grateful. In the meantime, feel free to go and get your ballast and your weathering pigments and all other stuff from rail-stuff.com, and I'll be back soon with another video. Thanks.